Yeah, look what I found. A Daiwa J16. It looks kind of like an ugly stick. Unless this is a Daiwa copy of a ugly stick. It's got the hollow tip thing. Yeah, it's got to be an ugly stick. Nice. That's a perfect pinfish rod. Score. Oh, missing the little handle thing. I probably assumed this reel might be junk, but rod looks like it'll still work. Nice. So here's that rod and reel that I found while wading the flats. Looks like it's an ugly stick, and then this is a Daiwa J16 reel. So I think I'm gonna try to clean it up and then use it for like a pinfish rod or maybe a fun shore fishing rod. So let's clean it up. And I'm just gonna give it a hose down. Not too bad of shape. I'm gonna have to work on that reel though. Alright, let's get this reel off. We'll get that soaking in my sonic cleaner. And give this a quick scrub, see what comes off. Can't see a label to find out what this is. It's about 4.5 feet. Pretty sure it's an ugly stick because it's got the little indicator there, but you never know. I'm going to use my new ultrasonic cleaner. Get that going there. I think I'm just going to use a mixture of some Dawn, and I'll probably do a little bit of vinegar. Just to knock some of that corrosion and crud off a little easier. A little acid won't hurt. And then I'll do a fresh water afterwards. This is primarily just so I could fit. I have to shift it around a couple times. And I'm gonna turn the heat up. Turn it on first. Turn some medium heat there. And we'll give them a full 30-minute ride. Get that thing really vibrated and cleaned up, and then that way I should be able to break those screws easier. So we'll let that take a hot bath, and then we'll go clean the rod a little bit. So for the rod, I'm just going to use some dishwashing liquid, a little plastic scrubber there. See if that does it. Gonna take a little bit of elbow grease. Let's see if that's taking it off. A little bit. I don't need it to be perfect. Just gonna be a pinfish rod. Then I don't want to damage the surface. But compared to that, so yeah, this should do okay. So I'm gonna just scrub it up. A little bit of elbow grease. And there we go. Just a few minutes of scrubbing there, knocked off a little bit of crud. We're clean. Looking good. All the guides are good. Reel seat's good, solid. Handle's still good. Man, I like this rod. And our reel is bubbling away there. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Getting in all those nooks and crannies. So hopefully that'll make it easier for me to strip apart. Okay, I ran it a couple of cycles. You can see the water's definitely changed there, so stuff is happening. So now I'm going to swap out the water, put some just plain fresh water in there, and then run it again for another cycle, and then we'll see if we can disassemble this thing. Alright, this thing is awesome. I did about 3 vinegar Dawn liquid soap baths, hot water, 3 cycles, and then I did a couple of cycles in just fresh water. I haven't even wiped this thing down. You can kind of see that it's cleaned up really well just by just itself. I haven't done anything to it. And then I did have this disassembled, so I was able to get the spool off. That. And then look at that. I can still hear it crunching right there. I'm not gonna go beyond that part, but that already came free there. The bell is still stuck, but I see rocks and stuff in there as well, so there's a lot of sand built up. Ooh, that's all damaged there. That looks like prior damage. Oh, there's rocks in there. So still got chunks, but now I just need to take these screws off and take a look on the inside, but it's good that it's free there. All right, so here is our Daiwa J16. We put it through a few cycles with the ultrasonic cleaner, and that's got this thing kind of loosened up, which is good. There's still some parts like this bell that won't work, but I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can disassemble it, see what the insides look like, see if it's salvageable, and we can go from there. So let's see if we can take this apart. Handle comes off easy. Clicker still works for the drag. That's all cleaned out from the ultrasonic there. Looks pretty good. This bell is kind of concerning me there, and that's not good, so we'll have to see if we can take that off. Might as well do that first. Oh, that's what that ultrasonic cleaner does. Allows you to free up these things. It saved me so much money already, because a lot of things that I would normally have to break in order to get them off, I've been able to put it in that ultrasonic cleaner and break it loose. Yeah, it breaks that corrosion bond. Oop. Missing pieces there. Alright, that's off of that. All that corrosion coming off of there. Oh, that's the turning that way. Oh, there it goes. That's what we're needing. Bam. Look at that. That I don't think is going to be salvageable. I have a feeling finding parts for this is not going to be very easy, but we'll have to see. I'm more interested in if I could disassemble this thing. I'm going to clean this up first before I get farther, because it's just nasty corrosion. Well, check that out. Haven't even gotten it apart yet. Once I knocked off all of this new stuff, gunk came out. Ugh. Those are pieces of something. Alright, let's take the side plate off and really see what we're looking at here. What we're going to deal with. There it goes. Yeah, see, that's incredible that these screws are coming out. Oof. Like I said, even on my quantum Cabos, I'm stripping screw heads, even though they have those special Torx heads. I'm breaking off the caps of the screws off of them, breaking the actual stud piece of the threaded down in the holes. But now with that ultrasonic cleaner, no worries. Ooh, that even comes out. Oh, that's not good. Let's see if I'm missing something here. Oh, there it goes. Ah, not bad. Doesn't look like the sand or gunk got into this. Oh, that's new. I don't know what that does. Yeah, it's actually got a little bit of grease to it. So although it did get water in there, that water might have actually got there from the ultrasonic cleaner and not the salt water, because I don't see a lot of corrosion in there. Some of these gears are definitely probably in need of cleaning. Well, that would be a big no-go for me, because I reel with my right hand. This might be strictly a left-hand reel only. Huh, weird. Alright, let me clean this up and then see if I can get this piece out. Oh, God, it's just a miracle that I'm getting these. Every single screw is coming out with minimal problems. All this sand was just from inside that cover there. Yeah, it's got rocks. Actually got rocks in there. This side might be just as bad. Oh, look at that. I love that sonic cleaner. Golly. That's the beach. Oh, look at that. Chunks. That's the reef. Alright, that's about as far as I can take it. Let's get this guy cleaned up. Ugh. Alright, so I'm going to do the big parts just like that there. Just a little bit of Dawn. Throw some vinegar in there. Knock out that corrosion parts. Then I'm going to do some heat and give it a full cycle there. Get that cleaned up. Then I've got all the small parts I'll do separately, and I've got my little T-ball for that, and I'll show you that afterwards. Alright, the cleaning cycle's done. Water's still hot. It's pretty clean. I'll just hit it with a toothbrush real quick just to knock out anything that might be there, any of the little old grease that might still be sticking, but you can see it's pretty clean there. So just need to run these under some clean water, get all that vinegar out of there, and you can kind of see how we look in there. Once I get this apart, I'll be able to clean it even better. But now at least I can see the components in there that are holding it, so I'll flush it out with some fresh water, and then we'll go from there. Now I'm going to run these parts through the cleaning cycle as well. I've got them organized, so this is the actual bail arm itself. This came off of the main shaft there. These are the side plates, and then these are those side panels on the rotor there. So this video helped me kind of keep everything separated. Then for the cleaning process, since they're small and I don't want to lose anything, I've got one of these little tea baskets. I'm just going to throw everything in there. Then I'll run these through the cycle. They're not too bad, but it's free labor, so why not? And then I'll be starting. Some of these pieces are real corroded there, so it's not going to hurt to get those clean. That mesh will make sure I don't lose any parts. Look at that. Get our hot water bath. And then that just goes in there. Turn the heat on. And we'll just give that a quick cycle while I'm washing off the other parts. Alright, so we've gone through our couple of cleaning cycles. We're pretty much spotless there. And I figured out how to get this thing apart. It's just this pin here. And before, look at that. It just comes out. And that will lift off. Easy peasy. And it was just frozen in there. That's why I couldn't figure out how to get it off. So that comes off. The gear pops off. A little bit of grease there, so I'll clean that up. Main rod comes out. So I'm going to have to hit that with some sandpaper to kind of clean that off. And that's pretty much that. That looks like it comes off. It should come off. Yeah, it's coming off there. There it is. Just got a little keyway there. Bam! There we go. What the heck? Got seaweed in there. Thought it was some sort of spring. Seaweed. Got some sort of living organism in there. Got some grease there. Now that I have this apart, maybe I'll run it through the cleaning cycle one more time. Yeah, look at all that. Seaweed in there, grease. And that's it. That is pretty basic. And everything looks okay. I got grease in there. Yeah, I'll definitely run these through one more time. Hit it with the toothbrush as well. That's it. Wow. There's like no bearings. I like that. Bearings suck in saltwater. No, that's not a bearing. Alright, that's not too bad. Alright. Alright, there you go. We are disassembled. Everything is spiffy clean. That. Everything is just beautiful. So I just need to lube it up. I'll let it dry out, let it lube it up, and then put it back together again. I was checking for parts. The only thing I see that it really needs is definitely needs the bail arm. This side is just gone. It's corroded and broken and stuff, so I'll need to replace that. I found one online for $12, so that's not bad. And then it's missing this handle, the handle on the handle part. I looked online, there was none for sale. The last one sold for like 10 or 12 bucks. The deal with this reel though is that it sells used on eBay for about $15. So probably not worth it to put very much money into it. Also, it's a left-hand reel. I reel with my right hand, so it's kind of useless in that regards. But I figured I'll just get this put back together again. Maybe use it for a little pinfish rod. Keep it mated up with that ugly stick we found it. Kind of neat little process there. Plus show you how that ultrasonic cleaner really handles this stuff, even though it's been corroded, sand-ridden, submerged under salt water, I was still able to take it apart very easily. And this has saved me, that thing has saved me tons of money already because of all the issues that I have with the reels and small parts and stuff that I know that I would end up breaking trying to disassemble it as is because I've broken them in the past. And because that sonic cleaner, I'm able to disassemble it no problem. So makes things so much easier. Plus I can get these things way cleaner than I did before, because before I would just disassemble them, give it a wipe down with paper towel, and then it went right back in. And then with all that corrosion build up, it just messes with those tolerances, and it's never really back to normal again. But this really gets it clean, so it's very nice. But anyways, let me throw it back together again, and we'll check it out. Alright, all our components are nice and spiffy clean, so let's start putting this all back together again. First off, we're going to lube everything. Got my good old Yamalube marine grease. It's the blue stuff. I'm just going to take a toothbrush, some of that Yamalube, and I'm just going to give a little coating of it in all the nooks and cranny there. Good there. And then we'll do the back side of the case. Alright, and then we're going to gear here. Alright, let's start putting this back together again. We're just going to go the rotor on here. Nice and lubed up. And then it's just got this pin in there. It slides in. And that holds that together. Nice. Then gear here just falls in. That. Then this arm there, and then this shaft goes in, and then you have to line up the 3 holes with the pin. There, and it's got to go through all 3 sides. Oops. Find all 3 holes there, and then it's got to fit into that slider as well. There we go. Next we just need to put the little side cover on. Drop it on there. This has that little reverse switch. It's got to tinker with that to get it to set. And then just tighten it up with our 3 screws. Alright, there it goes. The reverse lock up, unlocks it, and back spools. Alright, so our lower part is done. Now we just got to go and start working on the spool and the drags. Alright, let's take a look at the drag real quick here. That's just the knob. It's got this little retainer clip. Just pop that out. And it'll just come right out. Just a little clip there. It's got a just basically a little washer, little leather drag, and then the bottom washer. We're just gonna give this a quick little wipe down. I'm gonna use a little bit of grease, just a little light coating there. Make sure these are all clean. They went through a soak session, so they're all pretty good. And then I'm gonna also just get some grease on my finger coat this leather drag washer here. Okay, we're gonna put our little washer back in. It's bent, so we want to have the arch up. There, washer, there, and then put our clip. I mean, all it needs to do is just make sure it's sitting in that channel. That side's in, and that side's in. Make sure all corner points are in that little channel on the spool. And we're good to go. Now that I've received the new bail arm to replace the older one, looks like they went to plastic versus the old pot metal. This is kind of wore out, but it probably did last 20 years. But looks like it'll work, so we could finish assembling the bail assembly. Alright, so let's put our bail assembly back together again. This side, it's got the washer, it's got this little lever, it just drops in there. That, and then the cover holds it in place. I do very much like how the minimal amount of pieces it took to make this real work. Okay, and then we'll flip over to the other side. This side utilizes a spring. It just drops in there. Then the cover. And then that holds the spring in. Okay, on this side, that spring compresses and it swings over. It sticks out a little bit, so it's kind of an arm. The way that you assemble the lever arm to it so it works correctly is there's a tiny little hole that spring arm has to fit into. But what you want to do is preload it, get it to the other side. So once you have the spring over to the other side, line up that hole there. Just gotta eyeball it. Try to get it on the hole first. It's hard to see. There it goes. And you can tell because it's got pressure on it. That spring is activated. It's under tension. And then you put the screw with the washer on. Tighten it up. And you know you've got it right because it's spring loaded. Okay, then we can go to the other side. And now we've got to put the arm on. This goes in first. And with the screw. Okay, then we've got to put the bail roller first, and this is kind of tough because it's spring loaded. That started. Try to do this without cross threading. Alright, there we go. Oops. Just like that. And there you go. Bail open. Our reel will be working. Since I couldn't find a handle online, I figured out a way to try to salvage this handle. So I went ahead and drilled out the center of it. It was just solid. Drilled a hole through there. Then I got my hole saw and drilled out a wooden plug. Basically there, drilled the center out so that fits on there and spins easily. I don't have a tap and die set, so the best thing I could do was I found this wall hook, and it has a tapered end on it. And I needed something a little bit larger than the drilled out wood plug, so I've got this nylon nut, fits there and gaps it just enough so I could tighten it on there, so like that, and then bam, got ourselves a handle working again. So now what I'll do is basically I'm going to super glue this in there since I can't thread it, and then I'm just going to die grind off that part so it looks like just a nut sitting on the end. And we're done. And there we go. Our reel is all fully functional. Looks pretty good. Not too bad if I say so myself. Showing its age, but working good. And that is the reason why you don't have all the extra bells and whistles of new technology if you want something to last a long time. 0 bearings. Gotta love that. That is just so awesome. So I'm gonna get this mounted up, add some line to it, and take it on a test drive.